So basically, you got Andrew Yang, right? And I feel like moving into the time now, you got all of these people throwing their hats in this presidential race, and these mainstream conversations that have been taking place, and most of them have been very emotion based. But I think the big elephant in the room that people are not addressing is technology and how it will affect the workforce. And I foresee in the next 10 to 15 years a lot of people being out of work. Because think about it. If I run a business or you run a business, or say we partners, okay, we see the wave is a lot of people demanding a higher minimum wage. We see that we have to pay for all of these expenses, health care for people and this, and that in the US. Well, if we want to cut our costs, because we know, like, say, if we go buy a business and take it over, the first thing we would try to do to improve the company, usually people get laid off, hired, and you start cutting costs any way you can. Now, if you can have an efficient robot that you know it's just programmed to do one thing, you don't have to hear no talk back from it, you don't have to hear no protest from it. It's just going to do its job, and that's it. The only thing you have to pay for is the maintenance. So that eliminates the extra healthcare stuff that you have to pay for. That eliminates the retirement plans that you have to think about. That eliminates, just the day to day that you have to go through with people, or people quitting or not having enough, so it eliminates all of the extra and makes things very simple when you would just have to worry about the maintenance. So if you're in tech right now, and you or you already have been in it, and you understand how to operate the AI, and how to maintenance them, or how to protect a system, cybersecurity, you're in the right field. You're going to be in work. But if you're working in a factory right now, your job may be gone in 10 to 15 years. We're already seeing this happening. Like Yang was saying on the Breakfast Club, we seen Amazon, I think I want to say, cut back 40% of their workforce and replaced it with robots. I have friends in factories. They're seeing more and more robots in trucking. People don't want to accept it. But if you've been in the new 2018 trucks, the 2019 trucks, they can already pretty much drive straight by themselves. They already have trucks who have done trips, smaller trips, by themselves. These trucks can tell you the speed of the car in front of you. They can slow down at a certain distance. So if you set it at 2.4 seconds, stay 2.4 seconds behind this car. It can do that. If you are going out of bounds, you have lane assist to help push you back. So they are already driving themselves. It's just about perfecting the technology and making the people comfortable with it. And right now we're already working hand in hand with the AI. The next step is you're going to see more and more of them introduced on the road, and that's going to knock a lot of truckers out of work. So you might be looking at the last generation of truckers right now. People don't want to accept it. I drive, but it's coming. It's not like I'm saying, oh man, this is a great thing. So for him to be coming in and addressing this, if you're moving to the future and all of these politicians, I think even the politicians having a background and a great understanding of tech is something that needs to happen. I don't think just surrounding yourself with these people, is just a thing. Why not actually put somebody in position who understands? People, oh, you don't have any experience in this, and that. And I'm not saying I agree with the guy on everything, but I'm saying whether it's him, just for him having a conversation, whether it's him or somebody else, I think this needs to be something that they're pushing. An understanding of tech and addressing how are you going to deal with the future and people being out of work, the major job shortage is coming, because if people can't work, if people can't provide for their family, we know crime is going to come up. If you stay in the inner city, you already see it. But imagine that going to the next level, where the factory job that you might, you just caught a felony. You caught a felony when you're young. You just got a prison. You can go get in one of these factories. So imagine if that job isn't there. Now what you gonna do? You got to go back to the streets. Um, you might be doing well, never have done nothing in your life. You've been driving since you was in your early 20s, and you doing well for yourself. You got you some property or stuff, or maybe you didn't even invest. You just living off of trucking. Your trucking is actually paying your bills. You're not living off what you done saved and stacked up. Imagine tomorrow, we don't need you no more. We got AI driving the truck. What you gonna do? So you're gonna have a lot of people in panic. You're gonna have a lot of people not knowing where to go or what to do. And the people who are already in the tech, they might have those jobs. So what you gonna do? So I think it's cool with him saying, I think that might be needed, the universal basic income, $1,000 to $2,000 a month for citizens. Like he said, the model's going on in Alaska on a shorter scale, and there are other places where it's already going on. I think that's definitely a way, and there may have to be some type of mandate where these companies, if they want to get certain tax breaks and stuff like that, you have to keep a certain amount of citizens, a certain amount of humans working. You have to have a certain ratio of humans to AI for your company, or you're going to get taxed crazy. It has to be some type of incentive not to totally put out put all these people out of work, because I see it as you can have a few people who understand how to work the tech, and that's pretty much all you need. You don't need too many. You can have a store. We already seen the Amazon stores going on. You can just walk in, pick up what you want, put it down. If you don't want it, you take it off. You don't have to stand in line no more. So we've been seeing in stores the clerks and stuff getting knocked off. That's going to happen more and more. And imagine a store where you just going in and it's pretty much just one or two people in there, and rotating shifts, and that's just to make sure all the computers are working the right way. So this could possibly be the future, whether you in trucking or any other field. You may not be needed in the future as technology continues to advance. And when you're thinking about politics, when you're thinking about people who are put in leadership positions, if they don't have an understanding or the right people around them to help catch them up on what's going on, really, I think if you're not in this generation and you don't understand how fast things are going, and you're stuck on these old issues and dividing people, and you're not really addressing something, you got to be in the future. Too many people are living in the right now. It's time to move and live in the future mentally. If you're not there, you're not fit to lead. And think about that. Prepare yourself. Try to set yourself up for the future. Put yourself in position. If you're a trucker, put yourself in position to own some of these, AI, artificial intelligence trucks that drives themselves. Put yourself in position, because in the future, you might not be needed to drive. So think about it. The world is changing fast. Don't get left behind. 10 to 15 years. You got a lot of people say, oh, it might not happen in our lifetime. Those are people who clearly don't see how fast the world is spinning. In my opinion, spread peace, positivity, and love. Don't live in today, live in tomorrow. I'm out.